Hello guys, TKG is here for your comfortable LostArk life. In this video, I'd like to cover the guys about Kayangel, as the Kayangel was newly released, and lots of guys was curious about the KL guide, so I thought it'd be great to share some of the infos for your LostArk journey. Now follow me, I'll show you what you need. Before I start this video, one thing you gotta know, this video is about the guidance on Kayangel on KL, so preference of solving gimmicks and mechanic can be a little different with your regions, in battle item or other things. And of course, this video is only contain the only core of the mechanic. This video is not containing normal patterns. And of course, LostArk itself always try to patch or update to soften the raid difficulty, so some of the method of solving gimmicks can be changed. And also, I'll upload a detailed gate by gate version later on the separate videos. So watch this video with those considerations and use this video as your reference to your LostArk journey. Let's start with the basic information about the dungeon itself. Kayangel is another high tier abyssal dungeons that can be accessed on 1540 and 1580, and consisted with the 4 gates. Before the patches of the April 25th, 2023, Kayangel was consisted with 2 parts, Celestial Gate Alasia and Cradle of Eternal Light. It was separate versions, but now integrated into one part, so you don't have to go out and change the party progressions and joining again. Unlike the other raid or dungeon in LostArk, light elements, Light of Salvation card set is only effective on gate 1. In the rest of the gate, you need to change your card set into dark elements tag, which you could find the region raid commander set. In KL, we call this card set as ArkㅣKayangel. So just like the other raid, some of the party requires you to have this card set more than 18 plus awakening like a Light of Salvation card set. The reason of the carrying dark elements card set is simple. First, 2 to 4 bosses attack you with the holy elements. Second, 2 to 4 bosses are weak to dark element attack. Same reason as carrying the Light of Salvation card set on the most of the region raid. For the support characters, also it has a dark element attack increase card set, just like the Lost Wind Cliff card set on the 30 plus awakening on the Master of Sphere card set. But gotta be honest, if you don't have it, try to use the You Have a Plan card set. Besides, you need to upgrade your gems too. Level 5 gem might be okay to use on the Braille Shells are hard, but in Kayangel, try to use a level 7 gem. I'm serious, otherwise, you'll be really lack of damage. So what will you get when you beat the raid? Drops of the Kayangel can be categorized into 3 parts. Token of exchange like a region raid token, materials that needs on upgrading your ability stones, and the last, materials that needs on upgrading your gear artifacts. And just like the Kaku Satan drops, quantity for upgrading is same. Token of exchange is also can be exchangeable on separate NPC. And just like the region raid token, it'll give you a lot of useful materials for your progressions. And also, it has some cool mount too. One more reason to go Kayangel, right? And upgrading ability stone also can be done on separate NPC. And upgrading ability stones will give you a slight HP increase for better survival during the raid. And of course, in hard mode, there is one more special drops too. Variation of mount wings, red and black wings. But I gotta be honest, because of my lack of luck, I didn't get that wing, even right now. Well, I supposed to blame my unlucky. Before going into the main part, one thing you gotta know. As the Kayangel has not much differences between the hard and normal difficulty, I'm going to cover the hard mode mechanic first and compare with the normal difficulty. So in other words, I'm going to cover the hard mode mechanic first, and then I'll show you the normal again. Gate 1 has not many things to remember, because there is only 2 major mechanics you gotta solve. In a brief moment, boss will fly away and come back, and show your stagger bar. Do the stagger, and spread out the ×3 or ×3 plus 1 positions, and wait for the boss howl. Boss will show you which color you gotta take with this attack color. You can know the color by under the boss or the emitting wave color. Try to make your mind which orb you're gonna take and follow clockwise. And of course, try not to get hit by those wide attack, otherwise you'll fall down. If you didn't find the right colors on your position, run counterclockwise and find the orbs that was not taken by nobody, and follow clockwise again and get the orb. In normal, everything is same, only the orb color comes out more in orders. Boss will fly away again and come back, and summon the colored orbs everywhere. You need to destroy the orb in blue, white, orange order. Destroying the whole orbs in this order will give you a perfection buff and make you immune to upcoming annihilation attack. Also, this rotating area is a safe zone. Going out there will give you quite huge damage constantly, so stay inside and destroy the orb. Also, the orb is very fragile. Even a single hit will blow up the orb, and that orb only comes out according to the exact numbers of the party members. So if you miss one, you'll lose one of your teammates or even yourself. So first, stay calm, check your screen, check your minimap, and choose your next move. Also, the counter pattern is existing on hard difficulty. That purple thing show up, stop your action, or stay far. In normal, destroying the orbs are same, but those safe zone won't be appearing on the normal. And of course, there's no counter pattern too. Before going in, check your card and go. As the race goes on, you or one of your teammates will get the mark, like Vicus. First mark will give you an attack power buff, but from the second mark, it'll stun you. Above all, once you made it the puddle, it'll not disappear until you end the whole raid. So you need to install or go far outside of the edge of the map and release the puddle. Once you made it this far, boss will destroy the side of the map. If you successfully install the puddle outside of the map, it'll be erased as the terrains are gone. And start the minigame, look like a pinball. That bouncing white circle and yellow circle coming down will stun you and pull you all the way down, and mostly lead you to death. Of course, that stun can be cleansed with your Sacred Charm. Besides, those blue circles that targeting your character is a simple mark that make it too easily to locate your characters. So you don't have to mind that much for that. All you have to do here is just dodge well and survive well. Not much to say about this one. Oh, and one more thing. After this mechanic is over, you can be fall down to death like a Vulcan. So try to stay away from the edge of the map. The bouncing circle or orbs won't be appearing on normal. The whole mechanic enhanced when the boss HP down to 30, like the Belshazzar Gate 3. Now the puddle you'll release do stun you and your teammates, and it will emit the blue crowd control waves after you release the puddle. So you need to stay as far as you can for you and your teammates' safety. Crowd control wave won't be showed up in the normal. Before you go in, you need to choose your position first. In the Gate 3, most of the player in KL position is like this. This position is used on elemental orb and counter mechanic, so try not to forget your position. Also, you need to choose your position on 12-6 middle inside. This position is for the colored ring mechanic. Well, I explain this position more details on the later mechanic sections. And of course, you need to remember the order of the color. It's called red, blue, green. You need to destroy the orb in this order. For example, if your color is red, you need to destroy the blue one. If you've seen the blue, you need to destroy the green one. I'll explain more about this in the next mechanic. Before this mechanic, you need to cleanse the elemental debuff. If you don't, it'll lead to an immediate death. Try to use the Sacred Charm for cleanse your teammates. Besides, remember the first position? Go there and stand there, and turn counterclockwise. You must take the one orb and go like in the video. And gotta be honest, those elemental attack does really hurt. If the support characters stand outside of the spare position, try to give them a shield for better survival and saving the potions. And don't forget to take off your Purifier Rune. Otherwise, it'll erase the elemental debuff and wipe out the party. After you have done successfully, she will stare the certain colored elements. Remember the red, blue, green order? If you stare or show you the certain color below, you need to destroy the next color of the certain orb. For example, she stare and show green in the video, right? Then, you gotta destroy the red orb for your survival. Go to the Y-shaped position again. From here, you gotta do the counter. Counter object will appear on Y-shaped position, like counter triangle position or triangle position. If so, move counterclockwise or call for some help. You gotta do the counter twice. Once you've done the counter, move counterclockwise again and do the counter. After that, move to the boss and do the stagger, like in the video. In normal, counter only show up once. Do the counter and do the stagger. Remember the 12-6 middle inside position, spread out to your position and do the red, blue, green orbs again. Besides, outside ring is quite bigger than you thought, so you need to move towards certain directions, mostly counterclockwise. If you fail some carrying things, boss will recover her HP and repeat this mechanic again until you do it successfully or your party wiped out. In normal, only 2 rings will show up. Boss will trap your team and do the minigame like Vicus. But don't disengage those shields so fast. If you disengage those shields on the blue wave, you will die without a doubt. So do it like this. Fill up the bar with your space and don't fill the whole bar. Just keep maintaining those levels. And as soon as you saw the black wave, press the space fast and get out. Now for the last gate. Before going into gate 4, I gotta be honest about this gate. Gate 4 is full of mechanic. You need to know every single of the gimmicks to beat the raid. Besides, gate 4 almost has no differences between the normal and hard difficulty. Rauriel will fly away with the dialogue and start to rain down some wide attack 3 times. First, spread out to time 3+1 position and start to dodge the wide attack. Try to stay far outside and slowly come to the center to dodge the next gear-shaped aerial attack. And go out again. After that, Rauriel will appear on the sky and come down to the center. At this point, Rauriel will show up with a buff called Immortal, which reduces the incoming damage 99%. To penetrate that buff, you need certain buff, which you get when you activate the light crystals. Bright crystal activate or shine on every attacks with Rauriels. It increases wide attack or even the gimmicks. The first light crystal start with the mirror mechanic of Rauriel. Mostly support will get the aggro. Well, anyway, other will stay far, and one who wants to draw the aggros will stay at the center. After the Rauriel comes and go, you need to move toward the promised position for activate the light crystal, mostly at 12 or 6. Get there and make the mirror to activate the crystals. And those light buff also can be delivered to your teammates. You can see the aura around it after you get the buff. With that aura, you can give the buff toward your teammates. So once you activate, don't forget your teammate. One more thing, the one who got the aggro with the mirror supposed to not to rotate your head so often. In other words, you must not put your teammate in that same angle. If that happens, mostly teammate will knock back far and left only 1 HP, and mostly leads to accident. So try to get targeted outside of your teammates. Rauriel will start to emit the light in the center. You need to reflex the light and aim toward the Rauriel. Mostly, numbers of your party are the order of the passing the light. For example, I'm the number 2 in this video, so I'm passing the second light beams to third players. In this passing the light mechanic will disable your whole skill uses, but still you can do the normal attack. If you wish to aim toward your teammates more accurately, get into the light beams and aim toward your teammate with clicking. And if you stare at the Rauriel too much, you get blinded or more like a flashbang sight. After your number 4 teammate successfully aimed the Rauriel at the end, you can start the raid again. And one more thing, if you stand a little close to your teammate portal, you can't pass the light next. So try to dodge the random portals and keep your distance well with your teammates. No flashbang and no random portals. Rauriel start the dialogue and do the whole attack except for the center. Stay at the center of the time 3+1 position and try to launch your eyeball fast. You need to locate 5 white orbs which locate on your position. For example, I'm number 2 in this video, so I'll go 7 and take 5 white orbs on those positions. If you're taking the wrong orb, it will stun you for a moment. If you fail to locate the 5 white orbs, try to call for help for your teammates. Those eye marks above your head will show the next orb that you or your teammates. So if you don't know about the next location of the white orb, call for help. Or if your teammates are in trouble, go there and help them with your mark. Don't just, I'm finished, so what? During this mechanic, Rauriel will do the solar beam attack and wide ring shaped attack while you're picking up the white orbs. Ring shaped attack is just simple, but in solar beam attack, you need to hide under the shadow. Maybe some of you might notice in the beginning, 2 white beams will show you the location of the shadows you gotta go on solar beam attack. If you and your party are enough veteran as the party in this video, you could do this. But in my personal experience in the first, it was quite hard to locate the 2 locations because most of the time I was busy for finding 5 white orbs. So if you don't know, stay in the center and move toward the shadow. In normal, there is no ring-shaped attack. Mechanic will begin with the Rauriels and Ninef dialogue. From here, rally at 12 and move clockwise and ping ruined pillars for your teammates. You must not run into random Rauriels. If you do that, you get trapped and get killed from the follow attack. So, you need to wait and keep ping to your teammates the ruined pillar you saw in Delusions. If your teammate pings the right Rauriel like in the video, get close and do the stagger. Once you've done the stagger, you'll get the blessings of light buff and make you immune to follow-up wipeout mechanic. When all of your party members will successfully do this mechanic, wipeout won't be showed up. Now, whole raid is depending on you and your teammates' damage. As the time goes on, you'll get the debuff called Chumber, known as Heavenly Judgments or Scourge. This debuff will be stacked as the raid keep goes on. And this debuff will increase your incoming damage dramatically. So you need to end this raid quick. And one problem, in this last stand mechanic, hiding in the shadow mechanic showed up again. You can also know the position of the shadow with those white beam location. But why does that matter? Because Auraria will do the mirror in the center, which pulls you toward the center. That means you could die in a single mistake. If you don't have a confidence in surviving during the mechanic, try to use the time stop potions. Most of the party can clear the raid before you use all of the 3 time stop potions, so don't hesitate. Flame grenade can be usefully used on this trap mechanic. Wait for a bit and throw the flame grenade. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching everyone, and always thanks for your big support. Hope this video was a little help for your LostArk journey. And of course, if you like my videos, hit the sub for more upcoming infos. I'll come back with more useful infos in the next video.